I'm Lisa, I'm a senior at Brooklyn College, and I'm this year's NYCAASC director. I'm majoring in urban environmental policy, but I'm really interested in the intersection between solid waste management and environmental justice. In my academic studies, I study the Asian American environmental movements because in academic literature and sort of our histories, we don't really know the stories of Asian American activism period, let alone Asian American activism in relation to environmentalism. And I find like solid waste and trash to be extremely accessible to talk about like great things such as like capitalism, racism, whatever. So I study urban environmental policy, and I'm extremely interested in the solid waste management process and how it disproportionately affects various people of color. And my academic interests are in sort of Asian American environmental movements, just because there hasn't been much Asian American representation in the literature, in both the academic literature as sort of like these stories as a whole are not being told. I attended my first NYCAASC in 2014. I immediately felt at home. Like, this was a really good space for Asian Americans or just people of all race, class, ethnicity, whatever religion to learn about sort of Asian Americana, and most people don't get the chance to learn about this stuff in schools or even in their like daily lives, right? And it's really important for people to learn about their histories, and I found NYCAASC to be extremely like nurturing, like safe space and extremely loving space in a community that I am extremely grateful for, and I'm grateful to be leading this year's NYCAASC and hope NYCAASC continues to be a loving space for people to grow and learn and to love. We want to hear from as many people as possible. We want to know what you think makes Asian Americana, right? We're really excited to hear from everyone, and it's really important to us that all the information that we share and everything NYCAASC provides is extremely accessible to everyone. So I'm just really excited to see how participants interact with us. Accessibility is a really important thing to me in this year's NYCAASC, and hopefully that will come through with the conference this year. Someone an API figure I really admire is Yuri Kochiyama. She was a community activist, community organizer that lived in Harlem, and she strongly spoke out against the Japanese internment camps, and she did a lot of work sort of in alliance with the Black communities in Harlem. And she's also based in New York, which was a really big deal as, you know, director of the New York City Asian American Student Conference. And I guess there's a lot of great work going on here with like various community organizations like CAV. I look up to a lot of people who do work there, especially since I've started working with them recently. I really admire sort of the strength that they have there, especially with everything that's been going on lately. And there's also been a lot of good work going on in DC with like, I don't know, just people doing good political things. And in mid-September, I started rock climbing. It's a really interesting sport, especially because the demographic of rock climbing is young, hip folks who are kind of like low-key gentrifiers, and I live in like a gentrifying neighborhood. So every time I climb, I have this like weird anxiety because it's like super good for like my mental and physical health, but it might not be the best thing for the neighborhood that I've grown up in. But I really love climbing because it's a form of exercise where you don't really feel like you're exercising, right? All you want to do is get to the top of the wall, right? And also everyone who climbs is just like super nice, and it's a very collaborative community, and that's something that I really appreciate. You know, I love my loving communities and whatever, and that's something that I've really found in like the rock climbing gym where I climb at in Long Island City. And also you would think that it's just like you pulling up at the holds or whatever to get to the top. It's actually quite a challenge to try to figure out how to get up the wall, like how to distribute your weight, like which hold you should grab onto, where your next steps are. So I really like it just because it's really great for both my mental health and my physical health, and it's also extremely challenging and also just doesn't feel like you're exercising, which is something that I really like. I basically got started because a couple of friends of mine started climbing, and I've been so busy with school that I never get to see my friends anymore. So I mainly started climbing as a way to hang out with my friends. My climbing crew grew from like 3 people to like maybe like 8 people. So it's just really great to like see these people like 2 to 3 times a week, hang out with them, climb, and just like let loose from a long day of school and work and organizing and